Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
And I've never heard a real estate agent give you options on commission breakdowns versus what you want out of selling your home. And I think that's very unique.
Well, like for real estate agents, I can't tell you how many times during the transaction when we're working hard to get it sold, client asks, what are you doing? What are you not doing? Can you lower your commission? If I lower the price, you get those questions. So to kind of avoid all of that and to set the expectation up right from the beginning, we give the seller an option of 3 different commission rates. And that's 5%, 6%, or 7%. I know, 7%. You probably haven't seen that in a long
there's
time.
no way I'd pay 7%. But
A lot of people won't.
But you have a reason why they may want to.
Yes. So we offer at 7%, we offer the selling agent the extra commission because that gets the home sold faster. It gives them, I think. And so it just really depends on the timing.
That's an extra 1% is huge. That's a gigantic bonus. So in reality, and I'm going to catch you out just so you understand what that means, is when they're showing like homes and they can make an extra, I don't know, between $4,000 to $12,000 on the deal, whose home are they going to show first or tend to explain a little better than the other? The one they're going to get the bonus on. That's just
definitely the one they're going to make sure is the first home they see, so they don't miss it.
Right.
And not just that, when they're circling their commission that they want to pay, they're circling the level of service that they're expecting also. And I just think that the money it's up to us to tell the seller when you're looking at the extra commission, it's really not extra money out of their pocket. It's less price reductions. It's actually going to be more money in their pocket because it's going to be marketed not just from me, but from everybody that's seeing it come onto the market.
Yeah, that actually brings up a good point. We always talk about the cost of bad advice. And, you can't, like, for example, on interest rate, if you save 1/8 on interest rate, you maybe save $30 a month. If I can realize that you have a bad tax man, I could save you $12,000 to $25,000 a year.
That's true.
So really, when you're going to a resource, it's not always about getting the best price. It's about getting the best service and the best, at the end of the day, advice.
And at the end of the day, you're going to be winning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's the same with your husband's business when you can, like, get, Joe Blow down the street to do the plumbing versus going to a Stinson Plumbing. That's going to give you an honest answer and do a great job. I know I recently fell into the same trap. I had a friend refer a painter, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cheaper than going with, I usually go with Albright. Josh and the crew there, Judd, they're amazing. They're doing an amazing job at my house. But I'm like, well, that could save me about $2,500. That's a lot. And then in the end, guess what?
You had to have it repainted.
No, it took, instead of a week and it being professionally done and clean and always cleaned and done, because those guys are amazing. They come and they go, you never know they're there, and they don't change. Now, when you hire somebody on the outside, all of a sudden, oh, I need more paint. Oh, I didn't say I was going to paint that. Oh, no, you got to pay for that. Oh, to fix that, I got to pay this. But at the end, I paid more, and it took a month and a half. It was, and how much time out of my time to go meet with them and all that. So I paid way more with way more hassles.
And I had to listen to all of that.
Yes.
So hashtag true story on this.
Yes, it is a true story. So, I guess we let you know, and that's why we have America's Professional Resource Group as well, at aprgi.com. What we've done is we found the best professionals that you can rely on that are accountable to us, accountable to APRG, accountable to Santa Clarita. These are the best. And I know your level of service, your husband's level of service is imperative, and it's great advice to get. So.
You just have to lead without the dollar sign in front of you. And if you do that, I think you'll always do the right thing. And you may not win the commission or the client, but the dollar sign should be the last thing. I mean, we don't want to work for free, but it should be the last thing.
But you earn it then. It's okay to earn it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. I remember years and years ago, my cousin was asking me, she's like, oh, gosh, well, how much are you going to make on that deal? And how much are you going to make this year? And I said, I don't know. And she goes, what do you mean you don't know? You don't do the math on that? I'm like, no, I just do the tasks every day that I have to do to make sure I close as many transactions as I do, put as many people in homes as I do, and at the end of the day, the dollar signs will be there.
I never count. I never know what I've made. I never know how many transactions. I just don't.
We just do what you're supposed to do. I mean, we do the same thing when we set up a loan for somebody. It isn't this loan versus this because we make more. We have no clue. It's just like, what is your goals? And then we basically customize the loan program. Everybody thinks it's just, there's only one interest rate, by the way, out there. There's not. There's multiple programs, multiple options, and we a lot of times come up with options you didn't even know about. And they're like, oh, I don't want to pay a PMI. Well, maybe you don't have to.
Right.
Or maybe you should. So we help you determine that, and we put together a mortgage coach, which is an analysis, a 4-page, 4-color analysis. It'll tell you what the right answer is, and you make the decision accordingly.
Sometimes PMI is incredibly beneficial. I mean, if you could keep $60,000 of today's money in your pocket for $200 a month, why not?
I love that creativity.
So so it's basically going on the same lines. I love your comment that just don't put the dollar first. And again, if you're going, who's this? Who's this nice lady that doesn't put the dollar first? Nicole Stinson with the State Real Estate Group, one of the premier real estate professionals in all of Santa Clarita, and someone who's very involved in the real estate community, very involved in networking with all other professionals is key to success these days. And two, very involved with the community. And in our next segment, I do want to talk about an event that and we're glad to actually be part of this year again. But you put a lot of effort in. This is it's in March?
It's going to be in April this coming year.
You're already working on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always seeing all
this
this stuff.
We started a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I remember now you kind of put together a whole team, right? You couldn't do it just by yourself anymore. You have a whole team of people helping you out now.
Yes.
Okay, we got a couple more minutes. Why don't you give us a couple tips on what not to do when listing your home?
Don't upgrade the whole home.
Yeah, you're not getting your money back for that,
no,
right?
you should really have a real estate professional come in and give you advice on things that you should or shouldn't do as far as upgrading. I've seen a lot of people maybe remodel one bathroom and not remodel the kitchen and the other bathroom, and all you're really doing is highlighting the two things that are
that are not good.
You're making them look worse.
That's a good point.
It does. It kind of puts a highlighter on it, and it just, in the end of the day,
I know
it's
when we look at the
money.
pictures we do sitting at your listing, it is like, why did they just do that?
I remember I have a friend of mine that I grew up with.
That's a good point.
And their house, the whole entire house was just decked out, beautiful, and remodeled. And then they had the one bathroom from 1978 that was blue tile and just funky. And they tried to sell the house a couple of times, and I kept telling them, spend $50,000. You're trying to sell a $3 million house. Spend $50,000 or $100,000 on this bathroom because it's an eyesore, and they just wouldn't do it. So they're still in it.
That's interesting
I mean,
information.
it really is.
Yeah.
Like I have one over in Saugus on Alaminos, on the older side of Alaminos.
Yeah.
And there's everything needs to be redone. But she wanted to make the two bathrooms nice, and I'm like, it's like the $50,000 you're going to throw in is not going to give you $50,000 because all they're going to do is go, well, I have to put a new roof on, I have to do this, I have to do that. You're better off just doing nothing.
And knowing that they have to go in and to be a fixer-upper.
Correct.
They're prepared for
and
that.
now they can make it their own, too, right?
Sometimes they will anyway. They'll rip out what you put in.
Yeah. And you just spent $50,000. You're like, that didn't work out so well.
Now, I did here's kind of one of those myths, so tell me if this is true or not, but landscape, one of the best places to spend money when you're selling a home.
Now with the drought, I think we have to be careful what we put in. I have had a couple listings where I've actually told them not to put grass in. It was dirt, and it sold perfectly fine. It did not stop it from selling or the curb appeal. It just depends, I guess, on how it looks outside.
I love that you always give advice, though, and that's a key. That's what they're really hiring, is somebody to give advice. All right, so when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to pick the right real estate professional. If it's a good time to buy and sell, we love talking about that during the holidays because we think it's a great time. And then we're going to talk about the upcoming 2016 Charity Chili Cook-Off that you're going to want to be part of when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.